Hi everyone and welcome back to a new video on Realizations. Today's video is slightly different from the usual ones, but for the curious ones who keep asking me about how much do I spend, how do I manage my money, this is going to be especially interesting for you because I'll be sharing how do I spend my salary, which is what a management consultant right out of the top B schools in India gets, and how do I spend that money as someone living in Bangalore. And while I was going through my expenses to come up for the numbers for these video, I thought that just hearing some random strangers' numbers will not make so much sense for you because my story and my experiences, the way I deal with my money, you'll have no context to it. So after I share my expenses, I also thought of adding some lessons about money that I have learned through my own experiences, through seeing people around me, as well as amazing books, especially the one called The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. So stay till the end for some wisdom nuggets about money, personal finance, and psychology. So let's get started. As you would have guessed it, the biggest monthly expense that I have is my rent. So I live in a 2 BHK along with a flatmate, and all the numbers that I'll be sharing are my share. So the total rent is approximately 38k and my share is 19,000 rupees. Then we have the rented furniture and some electrical appliances, which is 2,000 rupees. The next is the cook didi and the maid. So that's 3,000 rupees for the cook and 1,500 rupees for the cleaning maid. So the next is groceries, which comes to around 6,000 to 7,000 rupees. Now it may seem a little high, but let me tell you that it took me quite some time to realize that what we feed into our body is so important. It's so much better to spend on good quality groceries and protein now than to regret later when you have to go to the hospital. Yes, I spend a lot on whey, paneer, tofu, and that's why the monthly bill comes to around 7,000 rupees. Next is the monthly mobile recharge as well as the Wi-Fi. So the monthly mobile recharge is approximately 300 rupees. And Wi-Fi is more or less free since it gets reimbursed, but if I were to pay, that would be 1,000 rupees. Electricity comes to around 400 rupees because both of us are really mindful of the electricity we spend. Plus, since it's Bangalore, so we don't really have an AC. So next is gym and cult play, which gives me access to badminton and swimming pool monthly. That is approximately 1,200 rupees per month. I got it at a corporate discount because of the company that I work in, and therefore it's a subsidized rate. Yeah, so petrol and cabs are 1,000 each. This is because I have hybrid work, so I don't have to go to office daily. Plus, I don't usually step out on the weekends. It's not like that every weekend I'll go out. That's a rare occasion. So yeah, that's why the cab expense is just 1,000 rupees. Then I have the life insurance premium that I pay, which is roughly 3,000 rupees. Then there's shopping. So I don't do that every month, but if I were to take an average, that would roughly come to around 2,000 rupees. Then eating out, again, I don't go out so often, but the average would be 2,000 rupees per month. So the next is the money sent home, or if not money directly, then gifts or groceries sent to home. That comes to around 5,000 rupees. I know that's not very high given the fact that my parents are not very well off, but my plan is to not send them money month by month, but actually build a house for them very soon enough. That's the dream, and I'm saving for that. Then the next is travel. Again, I'm not a very big traveler, but every year I do have one small and one long travel plan that I try to accomplish. It doesn't happen every year, but some years I'm able to make it happen. Roughly, that will be 6,000 rupees per month. The next is the loan EMIs. Now I completed a big chunk of my loan, so much so that I don't really have to pay EMIs. After a point, like after paying 80 to 85% of the loan, I stopped paying the loan further because I realized that the interest per month has really decreased, and I saw very good potential to invest in the Indian stock market, given that the prices are low right now. So I have stopped repaying the loan, and I have like 15 to 20% of the loan remaining. But if I have to average that will be like approximately 35 to 40,000 per month. And finally comes the investments, which are spread across in forms of SIPs, ETFs, index ETFs, as well as other ETFs, a small portion gold and debt. Now all this that I told you comes from my salary. Apart from this, I also have some income coming from content, and that also directly goes into savings. Yeah, so these were all my monthly expenses, which brings down my monthly expense total to this. This includes all the needs and my wants, and I don't really have that many wants as of now, but there are some things that I'm saving up for, and hence a big chunk of my salary goes to savings. Now, like I told you in the beginning, a random stranger's expenses will not make any sense for the audience sitting across. Like, you have no context of my upbringing or my relationship with money. So I wanted to share some wisdom that I've gained over the years with 4 years of earning and an MBA and reading a lot of books on personal finance. I learned this from The Psychology of Money. Crazy is in the eye of the beholder. So let's say you see someone on the internet and you see that they spend crazy amounts of money, or if you see someone who saves crazy amount of money and puts it in an FD. So you as an external person will have no context of why is it that they do that. But you have to understand that people come from very different backgrounds. They come from very different childhoods, different life experiences, and different education. And therefore, they have very different perspectives and very different values relating to money. And therefore, what seems crazy to you might make complete sense to me. And therefore, if you understand that people are so different inherently, you will be less tempted to copy anyone's financial strategy which does not align with your goals. And the second valuable information that I wanted to share with you is, I hope you understand the difference between being rich and being wealthy. So I read this quote which says that the rich scream, whereas the wealthy whisper, which means that there may be people in your life who may be like living very luxurious life, would be like having flashy things, branded things, but you could also have someone in your life who will not show off, but you have no idea how high their bank balance is because they live such simple lives. And I am someone who personally wants to be wealthy. So I had someone comment in one of my videos that why do you take an auto rickshaw if you've graduated from IIMB? And my reply or my thought to that, I don't even remember if I replied to that person, but my thought was that an auto fairly enough gets me from point A to B. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to travel in an Uber Black or every time in a cab. I want to use my money to create the life I want, to have more options, to be able to do the things I want to do with the people I want to do when I want to do them. And that will only come from saving enough, from not letting lifestyle creep get into my life, and spending much lower than I'm capable of. And yes, in the short term, it will come with a lot of sacrifices, but that is what I want for myself. And if you're someone who's also of a very heavy savings mindset, then maybe our life experiences have been similar or our goals are similar, and I wish you all the best for that. Let me know if you want more such videos where I sit and explain another random topic, maybe like diet or fitness and how I look at it. Till then, bye bye and all the best.